Hey there, folks. It's me, Michael Bach, your diversity dude, and this is Monday Morning Musings. Greetings from rainy Vancouver. And yes, I know it's Wednesday. There's always somebody. But I deliberately waited to release this message on Wednesday because today, Wednesday, January the 29th, 2020, is Bell Let's Talk Day. And so I'm going to tie a whole bunch of things together and thought this was the day that I wanted to release this message. So a few days ago, the Canadian Association of Mental Health, or CAMH, released a playbook for business leaders on workplace mental health. And I'm going to post an article down below from the Globe and Mail, and also a link to the playbook on CAMH's website. Because as the article points out, mental health or mental illness creates a $51 billion economic burden in Canada every year. $51 billion with a B dollar economic burden. It's huge. Companies are paying out tons of money for costs such as sick leave and disability expenses and absenteeism and presenteeism. And so CAMH has put together this playbook and really calling on executives, and I'll put that in air quotes, business leaders, organizational leaders, to step up and create mentally healthy workplaces. And as much as I could go through all of the details of the playbook and the article, you can read, I hope. Maybe you can't, whatever, not the point. I thought I would talk about me. Enough about you. Let's talk about me. That's not how the line goes. I should record it. Enough about you. No, still not. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me? That's the line. So I live with depression. I have lived with depression my whole life. I started taking antidepressant medication in the early 1990s when I was but a boy or a young man. And I've been on antidepressant medication my whole life. But I didn't talk about living with depression until I was 40. And I came out as someone living with depression because there just weren't examples of what it looks like to be a leader living with depression. And because someone at a presentation I was giving was sobbing because she was living with mental illness and she didn't have any sort of examples or peers or people she could turn to. And I came out and it was very freeing for me to do so, because I finally had to stop, or got to stop, living the lie. And depression is something that has impacted my life significantly. The number of Canadians who will live with some sort of mental health issue in their life is staggering. It's like 80%. And Bell Let's Talk is an opportunity to raise a whole bunch of money for a whole bunch of really great organizations around mental health. I know people, and there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Canadians that are still suffering in silence, and that shouldn't be happening. You should be able to talk about this. You should be able to speak freely without fear of repercussion or judgment. I've come to a place in my life where, quite frankly, I just don't care what other people think. I know who I am. I know what works for me, and I have no shame about it. But I know there are a lot of people out there that are still suffering. So today, Wednesday, January 29th, 2020, I'm going to encourage you to participate in Bell Let's Talk. Tweet about it. Use the hashtag and text. If you're on the Bell Network, text your little heart out. You don't have to text about Let's Talk. Just text on the Bell Network. And for every text and every hashtag, Bell Let's Talk donates some money. We'll include a link below to Bell Let's Talk because I don't exactly remember all the details of what they do, but it's stuff. Money will go to some great organizations. Bell has donated tens of millions of dollars. I forget what the exact number is since this campaign took place. And I want to make sure that 2020 is the year that we just bankrupt Bell by tweeting and texting so much that they give all of their money to mental health. Yay. So get out there and start tweeting and texting, and tweet me at DiversityDudeMB and include the hashtag Bell Let's Talk. And let's get things going. And that's it. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link and ring the bell to know when I've posted one of my wonderful videos. And also remember to like the video because I need that constant adoration. Wow, I am so vain. Also connect with me on social media if you haven't done so already. I am at DiversityDudeMB, and remember to connect with CCDI. They are at CCDI Social. And if you haven't done so already, check out the podcasts, Talking to Canadians. I don't know why I paused so long for that. Great podcast, a lot of fun. If you like podcasts, if you don't like podcasts, I cannot help you with that. That's your deficiency. You can get the podcast by going to TalkingToCanadians.ca or getting it wherever you get your podcasts. I hope you have a fantastic week. Get out there and text and tweet my friends at Bell. And let's make sure that today we raise a ton of money to focus on mental health and mental illness in Canadian workplaces. And I will see you next week on Monday for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Bye.